Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Allison. I'm 28 years old. I post content about my personal finances, debt payoff journey, and lifestyle content. I'm gonna do an updated wedding budget breakdown for you guys and kind of go through what everything has been costing and how much we've paid so far, how much we still have to pay. Just give you guys kind of a realistic look at what a wedding costs in 2024. Can't wait to get into this with you guys. So yeah, if you find that interesting, feel free to like and subscribe and follow along for more content like this. So let's get into today's video. If you have had a wedding before, you know that typically like about a month before the wedding is when a lot of stuff is due. A lot of payments, final payments, etc. So we have paid almost everything already, which is pretty good. Obviously right now there's a little bit more of like final detail things that like are coming up, or like little things that I didn't really quite think about in the budget, like extra decor items that I ended up wanting to buy, things like that. So we'll go through some of that. I actually used the knot to kind of like budget out everything and keep track. So I'm gonna go through on here some of the exact numbers. And these prices are, I guess, for like New England, specifically New Hampshire, because that's where we're getting married. So just keep that in mind. As much as like everything adds up in this video, I don't think the prices are that bad, considering obviously I would have liked to not spend this much money on my wedding. I originally didn't think I was going to, but then things just kept adding up. So these prices are even with me like going out of my way to find like deals or people who are just starting out. Start off obviously with the main, like the big expenses, the venue. So we rented a space that you kind of only get the venue space, and like some of the wedding rentals are included as well, and also a day of coordinator and like a team of people that like help you set up and stuff for the wedding. So our price for that, for 5 hours of the venue plus like I can be there a little bit early to get ready, whatever, is $5,900. And I'm not even gonna lie, that was also a deal because it was a new venue and they were trying to get weddings booked as like fast as they could, and they had a lot of open dates to choose from, so that was even a deal. But we got it for $5,900 and we paid the entire amount. I looked like on their website and now it costs like $8,000 to rent, so we did get it at a good deal, I think. We also really like this venue because there's Airbnbs like attached to the venue, and we do have a lot of people traveling from out of state, so they can stay right there if they want to. And we can also stay there, which is super nice. It's nice that we'll be able to just be there and like I can be there all day and not have to stress about anything. Next biggest expense, I guess, actually this is the first biggest expense, is catering. Obviously I knew this was gonna be the most expensive. I didn't quite think it was going to be this expensive. Our total estimated cost right now is $11,665. That includes, I will say it includes a lot, so I'm not totally stressed about it. Like it makes sense for what we're getting for the price. It's a sit-down plated meal with like 3 options. You get full staff to like plate everything, bring out everything for everyone, linens, flatware, all that kind of stuff. Also a bartender, because the venue requires a bartender to serve the alcohol, which totally understand. So it includes a bartender and full open bar for the length of the wedding. Honestly, I think that's not a bad price for everything that we are getting. Still a little bit more than I had wanted. Obviously being closer to like 6,000 or 7,000 would have been better, but full transparency as well, my parents are paying for this portion of the wedding, thank God, because honestly, it has a lot to do with the fact that my mom was the one who really wanted a plated like sit-down meal, because we would have been totally fine with like a buffet style. She was very adamant about having a plated meal. Who cares what other people think, which is ridiculous. I said, okay, well then that's more expensive, you're paying for it. So far out of that, we've paid $6,500, so we're close. I think actually she probably will be reaching out to me like within the next week, because I now have everyone, I have our final numbers and like what everyone's eating. That plays a part in the price. Also, I think that will go down a little bit because our initial number was like 65. So we're down, what? 11 people, so I do think that will help us at least a little bit with the price. Next, I'll do like photography and videography. For photography, again, one, I really like the lady that we went with, but two, I really like her style. And then she also just happened to be someone who I think is like a little bit newer, but she does an amazing job, so I'm not even like worried about it or anything. Some people get nervous with people who are like newer or have less experience because then they're worried that their photos are gonna come out bad, but like, she already did an amazing job. She did our engagement photos and they came out great, so I'm not worried about it. Also, she just happened to be a pretty good price. So the total price for, I think, 6 hours of coverage, as well as including the engagement photo shoot, was $2,798. So basically $2,800. Again, I think that's a pretty good price considering like all the quotes that I had gotten, upwards of like $4,000 now, which is insane. These people are providing a service, but it is getting very, very expensive. I'm okay with that price considering all the other quotes that I got. And again, we've paid the full amount. We've paid the full $2,798. That is paid for. Next, videography. I didn't even think I was gonna have a videographer, to be quite honest. I wasn't that concerned about it. But then I thought about it more and I was like, well, I guess I don't want to regret not having one. And then it all kind of lined up perfectly where I'm in all these Facebook groups, and I do suggest if you're getting married, like join these Facebook groups of like, I'm in like New Hampshire Facebook groups. So then people are either putting in recommendations or it's vendors reaching out, posting stuff about like offers that they're including. And so I reached out to this girl because she posted that she is a photographer who wants to get into also doing videography, and she's actually from the town that like my family grew up in, so she knows like some of my cousins and stuff, so that's pretty cool. I feel like she's a good person and like I trust her. Again, I really liked her style of everything, and the price was really good because she's just starting out and trying to like build her portfolio. So her price, I think for 8 hours, is $1,450, which is amazing. Like, I will take that any day. And so far we've paid $1,087. So I think Friday is when I owe the rest for that, and then that will be paid for. And then next is flowers. A lot of people judge me, I think, for this one because it is a little bit high, but I don't really care. I like flowers. I feel like it's gonna make everything look so much better. So I feel really strongly about having real flowers and paying this much. And also, this person my florist is someone who I've worked with, and she's a great person, a really good friend, and just like person in general. So if I'm giving anybody my money, I want it to be her, and I know she's gonna do an amazing job. She does beautiful work. Also, I will post down below all of my vendors for you guys in case you're interested in using any of these people. Again, I will say this is very much like New Hampshire, Massachusetts vendors only, so keep that in mind. Flowers, yeah, we did a lot. I think the problem is you don't realize like those big pieces, like the arch pieces, like those are very expensive. And then sweetheart table, we're doing bouquets, all these things, they add up so fast, but I do think it's worth it, and I was happy to spend the extra money on flowers. Total flowers are $6,130, which hurts a little, but again, I think it's gonna be beautiful and stunning and worth it. And then we paid the whole thing for that, so we paid the $6,130, so that is paid for. Next is hair and makeup, so I am paying for everyone to get their hair and makeup done. I feel like that is a nice gift that I can give my bridesmaids. I don't have that many bridesmaids. There's only 3 bridesmaids, myself, and then my mom and then my mother-in-law want to get their makeup done. So they're not getting their hair done, but just their makeup. So that's 6 people getting their makeup done, 4 people getting their hair done. The total cost plus the trial, the hair and makeup trial that I did already, is $2,610. So I've paid, and I paid the whole thing, so I paid $2,610. And that also includes travel fee for 2 people because there's like so many of us and like the time. One girl's doing makeup, the other girl's doing hair, and she's doing my hair and my makeup. So that's including all the travel fees, etc. Have them come to the venue and do everything and bring all their stuff. Again, I think it's worth it, and I'm not worried about paying for my bridesmaids and stuff because it's my treat to them. They're coming to my wedding. 2 of them have to travel from out of state themselves, yeah, just paying for everyone, make it easier, my treat. I'm just happy that they're there and part of my day. Then the category is wedding attire and alterations. Okay, this category includes the dress, the like shoes, any accessories, my alterations, and his tux rental he's renting. This includes all of that. Is roughly $3,080. That might be a little bit off, but it's pretty darn close. And we paid all of it already because obviously you pay for that when you buy it. My dress was about $2,000, and then between shoes, alterations, and accessories, I think I paid roughly like $800. The tux is like $300, so that all adds up. But that's that cost. The next category is any like decorations and stuff that we needed to get, which I ended up probably getting more than I thought, but still not nearly as much as some people do. Like, I didn't want to have a lot because I have to bring everything and then I'd have to take it with me, and they want everything out like that same night, and I don't want to deal with having too much stuff. But so far I've paid about $800 for any decor, and that includes I bought our own arch that we're bringing, like a hexagon arch. I got that on Amazon for pretty cheap. Table numbers, picture frames, things for signs. I'm making my own like welcome sign and seating chart, so I had to buy stuff for that. Guest book, and then I actually got this like privacy shade thing that I'm using as decor. Some easels, like cupcake tins so people can take the cupcakes, hangers, ribbons, all these kinds of things. That came to about $800. Honestly, I'm okay with this number as well because some of this stuff I'm gonna resell, so I will hopefully make some of my money back on this as well. Next is music. So we are doing a DJ, not a band. I feel like having a live band is like boring. I want to be like partying. Our DJ for what, 6-7 hours plus uplighting is $1,340, and we've paid the whole thing. And I really like the DJ. He seems really nice. We've had a few meetings with him. I think it's gonna be great. And then cake slash dessert. So what we ended up doing was I really wanted a small cake for us, and I wanted a vintage heart cake because I think that is so freaking cute. So we got a small cake for us and then cupcakes for everyone else. And we definitely got too many cupcakes because now our number is less than what it was. We probably should have got like one less dozen cupcakes, but anyway, all of that plus delivery fee, setup fee, all of that nonsense is $775. Again, a little higher than I was expecting. The actual price of like the dessert itself wasn't that much, but I think the delivery fee is really where it like gets you. But we've paid the whole thing. We paid the full $775. Next couple things is our rings. So we obviously had to buy our wedding bands, and then I actually got the band on my engagement ring fixed as well. Total price for that was $2,389. Obviously most of that was my band because men's wedding bands are like $250, which is insane. I really am happy with now the new band on my engagement ring plus my wedding band. I think it looks really nice. But it was kind of stressful there for a minute. So yeah, that was the total price for that, and we've paid the full amount. Next was invitations and save the dates. This category is funny to me because, again, on these Facebook groups that I'm on, like people were saying that they were spending so much money on like stationery and stuff, and that blows my mind because it's so easy to like print stuff on these websites nowadays, like even Canva, Zazzle, like all those things. You can get tons of stuff for so cheap nowadays. So this is the price that I paid for everything. All of the envelopes, a lot of the envelopes were printed with like everyone's addresses on it. This is including stamps. This is including RSVP cards, plus the little envelopes that you need for the return of the RSVP cards. We actually did most of the RSVPs online because like I felt like a lot of the younger people in our generation could just use the QR code and respond online, and that's easier anyway. But then I knew there was a few people who wouldn't want to do the online RSVP, so I sent physical invitations, physical RSVPs, and I did get like most of those back in the mail. So even with on the back, I put the QR code on the back in case people wanted to use it, but this includes all of that, and I only paid $320. I guess that does seem like a lot, but these people were saying they were quoted like $600 or like $1,000, but I also don't know how many invitations or save the dates these people were requesting. Like, I only needed, I think maybe 40 or 50, so that's 40 or 50 plus all the envelopes, like everything that goes inside, the inserts, like that's all I paid for. And here's the thing, my opinion, but you don't need all that extra BS that goes in the invitations, like those little clear sheets or like the bows or the stamps, like wax stamps. Like, you don't need any of that. It's just gonna get thrown away. You're just wasting your money, you're wasting your time. And then also some of that stuff makes the envelopes too thick, and then you have to get extra stamps. Like, it's just so not worth it. Like, again, that stuff literally just gets thrown in the trash. So maybe that's what these people are getting quotes for, but like, don't even bother. Like, literally just print your stuff on like a decent piece of paper and send it out. Like, it's not worth it. I paid $320 for that. And then I think this is the last thing is our hotel room for the night, or I guess the whole weekend, because you had to book 3 nights, I think, which honestly works out for us because, one, that means I don't have to stay at my parents' house. Brother and sister-in-law are gonna be at my parents' house, so I don't really, it would be like too many people in one house. My mom's probably gonna drive me absolutely insane, so I don't even want to be at my house. So we have an Airbnb. Again, it's attached to the venue for 3 nights, I think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. And the total for that is only $373 for 3 nights. So I thought that was a great deal. And again, we're right at the venue. We have a place to stay right there. We don't have to worry about anything, and for relatively cheap. So far I've paid $75 for that, and then a couple days before we pay the rest. Honestly, not too bad. We're looking really good so far. Everything is on the right track. We're not like super stressed about anything, and things are coming together, which is fantastic. Oh, the only other thing is so our officiant is a family friend, and she, you know, said she was gonna do it as like a gift to us, because she does it as like a business now, as like being a wedding, like a JP officiant. But we will probably give her money too, because obviously she does this for a job and I want to pay her. So anyway, I think we'll probably give her maybe like $100, $200 as a thank you for doing our ceremony for us. I didn't include that in this breakdown. Also, I didn't include any tip money that we're planning on giving out either. So after the wedding, I will do a whole nother video kind of like this, breaking down everything and then including all of those prices as well. Probably also our honeymoon price as well, which is gonna probably stress everyone out because our honeymoon was a little bit pricey. We're staying in an all-inclusive resort. Yeah, I think showing the whole picture will be really interesting, and also probably feel really bad for me because it's expensive. Yeah, I do plan on doing another video maybe like a few weeks after the wedding, just kind of going through everything and like actual prices, because I'm sure in the next few weeks there's gonna be some more things that come up, and more little decor items that I end up buying, or stuff for like the day of. Like, I had to buy a steamer, but that was included in here. Just other little things, maybe some like little bridesmaid gifts things, stuff like that. So I do think this will go up a little bit, so I'm gonna do a full breakdown after the wedding. So far, if we add everything up that I went through that we've already paid, it is $33,555 is what we've paid so far. We still owe $5,828 for mainly the catering, one more payment for the videographer, and then the hotel rooms. Again, my parents are helping us pay for the catering, as well as my dad did pay for my dress as well. Full transparency. You add those up, our projected full price of the wedding is about $39,383. And originally I wanted to try to stick to like a $15,000 budget, so yeah. Anyway, I just thought this was interesting. I really think these videos are kind of interesting to make, and also might help other people who are trying to plan a wedding and realize how freaking expensive it is, and maybe just elope, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's gonna be a beautiful day. It's just a lot. Like, it's a lot There's a lot that goes into it, and all these little things add up. Even when you think like saving money on like the photographer, the DJ, like those are good prices, it just like, it literally just adds up. Because like when I break everything apart, besides maybe the florist, like I did splurge on like the florist, but when you add everything up, or like when you see everything separately, it's not that bad, but then when you add everything up, it's insane. So, and we're not even having like, it's not even that like fancy of a wedding, like it's really not. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you found this interesting or terrifying, I don't know, but I will see you guys in the next video.